let us solve another question on memory, which was given in GATE 2014 for 2 marks. Let us get into the details. Now, the memory access time is 1 nanosecond for a read operation with a hit in cache, 5 nanoseconds for a read operation with a miss in cache, 2 nanoseconds for a write operation with a hit in cache, and 10 nanoseconds for a write operation with a miss in cache. Execution of a sequence of instructions involves 100 instructions fetch operations, 60 memory operand read operations rather, and 40 memory operand write operations. The cache hit ratio is 0.9. The average memory access time in executing the sequence of instructions is. Now, here we asked about the access time, the average access time in executing the sequence of instruction, the complete sequence of instructions. Okay. Now, let us segregate the details that are given, filter the details that are given. So, memory access time is 1 nanosecond. That is, okay, there is a cache access time, that is T1. I will put it as T1. The cache access time. T1 is equal to 1 nanosecond. Okay. And 5 nanoseconds for a read operation with a miss in cache. So during a miss, where we'll go? In cache, if there is a miss, we'll directly go to the main memory. But here, he said 5 nanoseconds altogether will take for a read operation with a miss in cache. So he did not separately mention main memory access time. Okay. So he has given the total access time in the case of a miss. Of course, you will take only 1 nanoseconds if it is a hit. But if it is a miss, altogether, collectively, it will take 5 nanoseconds as in the question. So, that is T1 plus T2 itself is equal to 5. Why we have come to a conclusion like this? Because if we have separately given main memory access time, this one should be added to main memory access time. But here in the question, it is clearly given that 5 nanoseconds for a read operation with a miss in cache directly. Okay, so T1 plus T2 itself collectively is equal to 5. Okay, and 2 nanoseconds for a write operation. Of course, there is a write operation also. Memory is also about write operation. For a write operation, 2 nanoseconds for a write operation with a hit. That is, when it comes to write, it will take 2 nanoseconds. And altogether, 10 nanoseconds with a miss. Okay, then T1 plus T2 is equal to 10 nanoseconds. Here for write, T1 is equal to 2 nanoseconds. T1 plus T2 is equal to 10 nanoseconds. For a read, T1 is equal to 1 nanosecond. T1 plus T2 is equal to 5 nanoseconds. Execution of a sequence of instruction involves 100 instruction fetch operations, 60 memory operand read operations, and 40 memory operand write operations. The cache hit ratio is 0.9. Here we need to here we need to identify the cache hit ratio, which is given as 0.9%, rather 90%, which is the rate is 0.9. Okay, the average access time in executing the sequence of instruction, that's a question. Okay, we need to find out average access time. Average access time. We need to find out for the total execution of these instructions. Okay, but here we are given two different things. One is read and one more is write. What we do is we need to calculate the average access time for read, and we need to calculate the average access time for write, and then we'll add. Okay, and now let us start the procedure. The first step that we're going to do is calculate average memory access time for total reads. Second thing is calculate average memory access time for total writes. Okay. Then we need to add, because in all the instructions we need to take for all total operations. Instruction execution will be involved in both read and write. So in order to execute the program, we do have read access time plus write access time. Okay. So here, and average memory access time will be, for one instruction will be, for one operation rather, read access time plus write access time divided by the number of operations. Okay. Let us have a look at, because we need to calculate the average memory access time here. Now, let us see. First, you calculate the average memory access time for the reads. So, AMAT for reads is equal to, of course, H1 T1 plus 1 minus H1 into T1 plus T2. Right? What is H1? H1 for read is equal to, H1 is same for both read and write. That is, hit ratio of the cache is equal to, that is 0.9 into T1 is equal to 1. Right? Plus 1 minus H1. In the case of MS, we'll go to main memory. That is 1 minus H1 is equal to 0.1 into T1 plus T2 is equal to 5 nanoseconds. Right? T1 plus T2 is equal to 5 nanoseconds. That is equal to 0.9 into 1 is equal to 0.9 plus 0.1 into 5 is equal to 0.5. Okay. So 0.9 into 0.5 is equal to 1.4. Okay. So reads, for read operation, it will be equal to 1.4. Now let us understand total number of reads. Total reads, I will read here, I will put it here. What is the total number of reads? Just go back. There are 60 memory read operations, that is operand read operations. Okay. But here, these are not just 60. What is a memory read? Every time when we fetch something, that is nothing but a read. Here we are fetching the operands, right? So reads will be, stay focused, reads will be equal to operand read plus instruction read also. Instruction read also. Okay. There are a total of 100 instruction if you can have a look at. So first, memory will be accessed for reading the instructions. There are 100 instructions, meaning 100 memory reads initially, plus operand reads are equal to 60. Total reads will be equal to 160. Total number of reads are equal to 160. Right? Average read access time is 1.4. Okay. Now, if we can multiply total number of read operation into average read access time, we will get 224. Okay. This is the read access time completely. This is the total read access time. Total read access time. Total read access time for total 160 operations, with each operation is taking 1.4 nanoseconds, which will be equal to 224 nanoseconds. Okay. Now let us calculate for total write operations. First, we'll take average memory access time for write operation. that is equal to H1 is equal to 0.9 H1 into T1, right? You know the formula. H1 T1 plus 1 minus H1 into T1 plus T2. Okay, plus 1 minus H1. T1 is equal to 2 nanoseconds here because for a write, okay, H1 is equal to 0.9. T1 is equal to 2 nanoseconds. T1 plus T2 is equal to 10 nanoseconds. Plus 1 minus H1 is equal to 0.1 into T1 plus T2 is equal to, sorry, T1 plus T2 is equal to 10 nanoseconds here. That is 0.9 into 2 is equal to 1.8 plus 0.1 into 10 is equal to 1. That is equal to 2.8. Okay, that is, this is the average memory access time for a write operation, which is equal to 2.8 nanoseconds. Okay, but now what we have to do, we need to multiply, we need to identify the total memory access time for the write operations. Now then, total memory access time for write operation is equal to 2.8 into 40. The number of write operations are equal to 40. 2.8 into 40 is equal to 112. Okay, that means that when we club both, total memory access time for both read and write, read total memory access time is equal to 224. Write total memory access time is equal to 112, which is equal to 336. This 336 is the total access time for both read and write operations, right? Okay, total access time for both read and write. Now, but we asked about average memory access time in executing the sequence of instructions. The average memory access time is asked. So that is, average memory access time is total memory access time by the number of operations. Number of operations are equal to 160 reads plus 40 writes, right? That is equal to 336 divided by 200, which is equal to 1.68. That is the option. 1.68 is the correct answer. Just have a revise, just have a revision of this question. Here, we are asked about average memory access time for executing the instruction. But we are given the details separately. What is that? We are given read operations. Okay, there are 60 plus 100, total 160 read operations, comma 40 write operations. So in order to calculate average memory access time, what we do is separately we will calculate the access time, average access time for both read and write. Okay, read access time, average access time is equal to 1.4. Read average time access time is equal to 1.4. Total read access time is equal to 224. Write average access time is equal to 2.8. Total access time for writes is equal to 112. As read access time is equal to 224 and write access time is equal to 12, when we add them both, we get 336. If we divide this by the total number of operations, we will get the average access time of the instructions. Average 80 of instructions, because every instruction will involve in two operations, that is read and write. Instruction must be read, operand must be read, and finally the result must be written back to the memory. So the average instruction access time, average program access time is equal to 1.68 for both read and write.